Me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Supervisors Hallman and Arrington are excused.
This is confirming, but it's not. Maybe we should check your battery. Of course, first thing off the bat. Yeah. Well, just, can you send it?
I know who's here.
Pardon me?
I know who's here.
Go ahead, we'll mark
right.
him present. It might need a new battery.
All right, everybody is here other than the two that are excused. We'll proceed. Oh, wait, it's working. This time we'll open it up to citizens' comments. Any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizen, gallery's crowded. Any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizens wishing to speak? Seeing nobody, citizens' comments are closed. Announcements of the chair. I want to let everybody know that our next meeting will be on the 20th, the Wednesday, due to the elections being on the Tuesday. We'll have a committee of the whole meeting at 6:30, and then our regular scheduled meeting at 7:30. We're going to have a WCA presentation on the state budget, how it relates to the county. Also, we are going to get a report from Delta Works on the Joint Services Software Project. They have finished the needs assessment portion, and that will be on the 26th, Tuesday the 26th, and we will be moving it into the conference room here in case anybody wants to come and participate in that. The last announcement I have is, as you all know, a former county board supervisor, Gordy West, passed away about a week and a half ago, and a lot of the people here can tell stories about Gordy, and I was fortunate enough to serve with him for 2 years, and he was one of the kindest, gentlest people that I knew, and very helpful. Our condolences go out to his family and our thoughts and prayers. So if we could stand and have a moment of silence for Gordy, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. This time we'll open the floor up to supervisor reports. Dennis, you trying to push your button? Yeah. Okay. Supervisor Elverman.
Is this for supervisor reports?
Yes, it is, sir.
I'm going to have to ask again, which button do I push?
Request to speak.
Yeah,
Well,
request to speak.
On the micro,
On
just
the
your
microphone.
That's what I did. So,
Okay.
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 I just have a couple minor things. We had a meeting last night for facilities, highways, parks, golf. Golf rates we approved at last year's rates. It appeared to work very well for us this past season. The only thing we changed was one rate, which would be a fall rate after the busy season, which was a unlimited holes rate that we had set at $49. We changed that to $45 because we didn't have a large hit on that. Otherwise, all the rates from the previous year are going to remain the same. 60th Street Tower is still on hold due to a need of commitment from the city on certain aspects of that project. We also agreed last night to go into negotiations with brokers and do investigation of the selling of the Yule House, which is our previous Corporation Council and the Historical Society building. Anything that happens with that would come before the full county board, but what we're going to do is investigate and see what type of negotiations we can come up with brokerage firms on the Yule House. On highway or parks, on the 16th of February, we have at the Katy Park a youth ice fishing derby, 7 a.m. to noon. We have a lot of sponsors out there. It's going to be for children 16 and under. A lot of prizes. We have Cabela's coming out, doing a presentation and work with some of the children on that. Kemper Center, we approved a location of 5 new trees that are going to be going in. We had requested before they started doing any reforestation out there that we got to see what they were planning on doing after the loss of trees that we had a year and a half ago. And we did approve those with one that they're going to have to look into because it wasn't appropriate for the location. Petrifying Springs, after we took out the dam and did all the work, we did that last year. With the heavy rains we had with the frozen ground, we watched and it was remarkable, beautiful. We would have had a week and a half of cleanup in the past had that work not been done, so that really worked well. The Silver Lake Park, we have what they call a fat tire bike race out there. There's a group of people that they ride these bikes with these huge tires on rough terrain. It was 4 degrees a week ago Saturday, and there was 50 people out there that did it. They were just enthused to get it done. They loved the park, and we've also have more interest from the people from the velodrome here to use the Silver Lake Park roadways for an upcoming event. So the parks have been very busy. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Supervisor Alverman. I do have 2 questions. Did we get any final numbers from golf for last year?
Not yet. We don't have the final numbers. We probably won't until March.
March?
Yes.
Okay. The second thing is you had mentioned the Yule House going up for sale. Is your investigation on going out to find somebody to handle that going to be on your next meeting, or what is the plan for that?
It would be various people, and I think maybe Mr. Vash could probably answer that better than I can. He was at our meeting, and he has actually set up the process here.
It's anticipated that that same resolution will go to Finance Committee and then to the board, and then after that, it'll delegate the responsibility to look for a broker to the Public Works Committee. And just the exact details, we didn't go over, and they're not set yet. We thought we'd take it to the board first to see if meets with the board's approval, and then take the next step after that.
Okay, so is it going to be in the resolution that will allow Public Works to go out for that after it does?
Yes, it's in
Okay.
the resolution.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Supervisor Alverman. Supervisor Grady?
Question through the chair to Supervisor Alverman. Dennis, I've been in the email loop for what's going on with the parking structure and the gates and so forth, but I haven't heard anything about the last 2 weeks. Has anything come to light as how that's progressing?
It's progressing. We were told last evening, the only hangup we have right now is with the banking institution that we're going to be dealing with on the actual swipe pass credit card process. That's been delayed and held up. Our biggest problem is the state is still involved. We last night asked, okay, should we get tough here and you know, say this is it? And we were told by the staff that they think it's under control and it'll be taken care of here within the next 2-3 weeks. So.
Okay.
But
Thanks.
but it's and I jokingly said, you know, sometimes I joke with another thought in my mind that the county is better off when we do a $10 million project on our own than when we do a $164,000 project with the state involved. And that's true. Look at the courthouse and everything that we've done here. But this has been a real pain in the neck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Grady. Supervisor Brunick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last Wednesday, the American Transmission Company had an open house over at Christ Lutheran Church in Paddock Lake from 3 to 7. This was to give the public an opportunity to look at the paths that they want to take going from Kenosha County over to Walworth County to Lake Geneva. I think it was very well received. There were a lot of questions, very few answers, of course. But Planning and Development put together a very nice letter. It's 12 pages long. They sent it over to American Transmission Company today. This detailed where they believe that the route should go and got down to the point where they talked about which side of the road they should be laying the lines, if they have to go on one side or the other, to stay away from the residential areas and try to keep it on the business side of each road. It was very detailed, and I'm very proud that they put together this letter. This is very amazing, 12 pages to send it out. The American Transmission Company is actually taking public comments until the end of this year, so if anyone has anything that they want to add to it, they can certainly send it in to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Brunick. Supervisor Boyd Frederick.
Thank you. In the last couple weeks, I've attended 2 different meetings with the WCA. The first one was the Taxation Finance Committee. We met up in Stevens Point. During that meeting, we looked at state revenues of what was projected at that time and how that might impact shared revenue here for the county. And many counties right now are requesting the state lift the tax cap rates when it comes to tax rates for their particular county, because some counties are reaching their limit because they lost so much equalized value with the homes in their community. Also, Supervisor Nudo, Supervisor Helmer, and myself went to the ambassadors meeting a couple weeks ago up in Madison. We met with the staff of Senator Bob Wirch, and we met with Representatives Barca, Onstead, and Kirkman. A few of the topics we talked about was shared revenue, also what effects it will have just not statewide, but here in Kenosha County, income maintenance, and right now there's an upcoming OWI bill that's going to be introduced by Senator Darling and Representative Ott. And those are.
Thank you, Supervisor Frederick. Seeing no more lights, we'll move on.
County Executive Appointments. Tracy L. Nielsen to serve on the Kenosha County Workforce Development Board.
Refer to Human Services Committee.
33, Virgil Gens to serve on the Kenosha County Human Services Board.
Refer to Human Services Committee.
34, Ronald Johnson to serve on the Kenosha County Human Services Board.
Refer to the Human Services Committee.
35, Thomas A. Padoka Sr. to serve on the Kenosha County Traffic Safety Commission.
Refer to Public Works Facilities Committee.
New business resolutions. 84, from Human Service Committee, a resolution to approve the appointment of Ron Stevens to the Kenosha County Workforce Development Board. Hallman, yes. Boyd Frederick, yes. Anita Johnson, yes. Decker, yes. Arrington, excused. Nudo, yes. Montemero, yes.
Supervisor Boyd Frederick.
Yeah, motion to take 84 through 89 as a block.
Okay, it's been moved, second by Supervisor Brunig. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we will have them all read, and we will speak on them afterwards.
85 from Human Service Committee, a resolution to approve the appointment of Douglas Bartz to the Kenosha County Workforce Development Board. Hallman, yes. Boyd Frederick, yes. Johnson, yes. Decker, yes. Arrington excused. Nudo, yes. Montemiro, yes. 86 from Human Service Committee, a resolution to approve the reappointment of Supervisor John O'Day to the Human Services Board. Hallman, yes. Boyd Frederick, yes. Anita Johnson, yes. Decker, yes. Arrington excused. Nudo, yes. Montemiro, yes. 87 from Human Services Committee, a resolution to approve the reappointment of Martha Sanchez to the Kenosha County Commission on Aging. Hallman, yes. Boyd Frederick, yes. Anita Johnson, yes. Decker, yes. Arrington excused. Nudo, yes. Montemiro, yes. 88 from Human Service Committee, a resolution to approve the appointment of Supervisor Gabe Nudo to the Racine Kenosha Community Action Agency Board. Hallman, yes. Boyd Frederick, yes. Anita Johnson, yes. Decker, yes. Arrington excused. Nudo, yes. Montemiro, yes. 89 from Human Services Committee, a resolution to approve the reappointment of Thomas Frederickson to the Kenosha County Veterans Service Commission. Hallman, yes. Boyd Frederick, yes. Anita Johnson, yes. Decker, yes. Harrington excused. Nudo, yes. Montemiro, yes.
It's been moved by Supervisor Boyd Frederick, seconded by Supervisor Nudo. Supervisor Frederick.
Yeah, all the people that we met with, I mean, most of these people have been active in the community that are appointments, Mr. Stevens, Mr. Bartz, who works for the county, and then Supervisor Nudo, and the rest of them were reappointments with outstanding attendance.
Okay. Are we sure we don't want to pull John O'Day's out? No? Okay.
That was under consideration, but we'll keep it in.
All right. Seeing no lights on, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Those resolutions pass.
Communications from Andy Bueller regarding future items scheduled before the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee.
We will receive and file that communication.
Approval of the January 8th, 2013 minutes by Supervisor Esposito.
Supervisor Esposito.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of January 2013.
It's been moved by Supervisor Esposito, seconded by Supervisor Montemiro to approve the minutes. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The minutes are passed. It's been moved by Supervisor Underhill, seconded by Vice Chair Kubicki to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned.
There you
Sorry, John.
go. Couldn't resist.